balloon, and I'm going to try to shove it into this bottle. Can you do it? Can it be done? What do you think is stopping it from being able to do it, other than the small entryway into the bottle? Do you have any ideas? What could be in here already that is keeping it? Gas, yes. Specifically, what kind of gas? Air! That's right. Air is a gas, of course, and this thing is full of air currently. So we don't have enough room to put that balloon in when the entryway is sort of blocked. Because we are going to put some fire inside of here, and we are going to heat up the air to hopefully make it expand and rise up and leave the bottle. So, to do this, I'm going to put this here, and I'm just going to remind you guys that I'm a trained and professional adult, and I'm going to get you to put these goggles on, and I'm going to put these ones on, and I'm also going to get this fire extinguisher just in case anything goes awry, but it won't, because it never has, not in the 20 years I've been here. Now, who's seen a hot air balloon before? And what happens with a hot air balloon, yes, is where you light fire underneath it. Fire basically just it heats up air, and that air rises up and makes the balloon lift up. So when we put a little bit of fire in here, we're going to heat up the air, and we are going to see what happens. Okay? And your job is to just observe scientifically, and let's see what happens. Okay? Now, I'm just going to place this on top. Bam! Very good. So our hypothesis of what would happen was correct. We have the air pressure outside pushing its way into this bottle because we heated it up and that air expanded and left the bottle. And now we're stuck with the opposite problem. First we couldn't get a balloon in there, now we can't get it out. So I'm going to get you to help me by making another gas. Now we're going to make a gas called carbon dioxide, and you can make that a few different ways. You can make it by breathing in and breathing out, but you can also do a little science experiment using a little bit of this stuff, which is baking soda. Now I'm going to get you to pour that baking soda in here. And what mixes with baking soda to make bubbles? Does anyone know? Vinegar, that's right. So we've got baking soda going in. Good job. Yeah, you can be as messy as you want. Okay? And I'm going to get you to put this vinegar in. This is just a little bit of vinegar. And as soon as you put it in, just try to just do it real fast. And then take a step back. And we're going to let that CO2 build up inside, and we had enough CO2 building up inside there to actually push the balloon out. And it smells really good, doesn't it? It smells like we've been pickling beets. Okay, I'll take your goggles back. Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Back here, that's got some elastic bands on the inside. When you pull back, it just basically changes the amount of space that's in here. It changes the capacity, and it brings air in. It's just like how we breathe with our diaphragm. We've got this muscle underneath our lungs called a diaphragm. When it contracts, it changes the amount of capacity is inside of your lungs, and we breathe in. And when that muscle relaxes, it pushes air out. And it sends this air moving out, just like breathing out. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at what the air looks like. Toxic stage fog inside it. So, there. And I want you to yell out the shape that you see. A circle! That's right! Now some would call this a smoke ring, and you're also correct. Now the way this works is that you've actually got a very efficient way for air to travel through other air. The room is filled with air, and this stuff is just, it's basically just steam with a little bit of sort of a kerosene oil kind of mixed with it, a non-flammable version of kerosene. And it basically just shows you what the shape is. And that shape is actually one of the most efficient ways for air to travel through air. So when you have a gas moving through other gases, it takes on that little shape. And that's called, you guessed it, a toroidal vortex. Do you guys want to learn a really big word? Everyone say ta. Now say roy. Now say dul. Now say vortex. Put it all together, you've got a toroidal vortex, and that is that shape. So I'm going to put a little bit more of this, and I'm going to just shoot this into the crowd, and we are going to do one last thing after this. So here we go. A little bit more non-toxic stage fog, which I like to remind people that this is not toxic. Here we go. Point. Whoa! And that's a tornado vortex. You guys seem very impressed. You're like, oh yeah, wow, great. Oh, out of the danger zone, my friends. Okay, I have one last thing I want to show you guys, but before I do, I'm going to remind you guys that Science World is a charitable organization, and shows like this help us, you know, raise the money to go and do other programs throughout the province and to keep this place open so that we can teach future generations of... Yes, yes, with the green and the yes. Come on up, big round of applause. Yay, hooray. Okay, and what is your name? Shadera. Everyone say hi, Shadera. Now, Shadera, what we are going to do is we are going to use air and air pressure to make this bottle turn into a rocket and shoot it into the sky. So, the way we're going to do this is I'm going to pull this back, and all I need you to do is to crouch down right here if you can. I'll get you to, crouch down right here, boom, 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 boom. And when I say blast off, we're just going to pull that back, okay? So, here we go. It's going to go in there like this. Okay, now we're going to use air, and I'm going to get one other volunteer to help me pump this. How about you right here? Big round of applause for our next volunteer. Hooray! Are you want to, let's swap places. You're struggling, so I'll get you this. You get to be the pumper, and you get to be the launcher. How's that? Or it doesn't matter. Which one would you like to do? Launch or pump? Launch or pump? Okay, you pump, you launch, since we've already gone over it. So, just down on one knee is probably the easiest, or down on both knees like this. And when I say blast off, just pull back on that. And for yourself, I'm just gonna get you to pump this as many times as I say. So we're gonna give this 5 pumps, okay? And then we're gonna see how far we can shoot this into the sky. Here we go. And 1, and 2, and 3, building up air pressure inside there, and 4, and 5, and blast off. Wow! Did you guys see that? It went so far. Oh, look at that. It made a noise. I know, it didn't make much noise. So, one of the reasons is we only using air. And air, yes, it should have enough force for it to come out. But we're actually going to do this again. This time, we're going to use air and a bit of water. So, I have here a water jug that we're going to put some of this inside there. And we're going to do the same thing again. And we're going to see if this can be a little bit more impressive. And you know what? Just because it's fun, we're going to maybe give it a few more pumps of air. Why not? I know that kind of ruins the data. We're supposed to see what happens with air and then with water, but we'll see. Okay, here we go. All right, so I'm going to just put this on here. And as soon as you see this flying through the crowd, if it works or not, even if it doesn't work, I want you to pretend like it did, and I want you to applaud really, really hard. Okay, so let's do this again. So pull back when I say blast off, and let's count down from 8, and let's do 8 pumps this time. So we'll go 8, 7, 6, 5, watch out up there, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! Whoa! And that is the air show. Thank you guys for coming down.